welcome to this talk about why and how to GraphQL, which is now GA. So I'm Nicolas Desprez, and here you can find some public information about me using GraphQL on the GitHub API. So today you'll learn more about that. So first, the forward-looking statement. As you probably already know, don't take any decision based on what does not exist yet. So since we are in France, I suppose we should talk about food, right? So let's plan our lunch together, right? So we want to have lunch with friends. Usually we have two options, right? We can go to a traditional place where we'll have a set of menus with default choices, or we can go for a buffet where you would walk in and take whatever you want. So both options are great, serve the same purpose. One is mostly most popular than the other, but doesn't mean they are both nice options. So if there is one thing to remember, it's that the restaurant is what we call rest into our definition. GraphQL is more like a buffet where you will as a client, as a customer, you will have to request the data you want. Basically, you will have to walk in and pick the data you want, or you are not stuck to a defined list of items from a menu. So that's a good analogy for you to remember the differences. So now that you get this introduction, I'll cover the agenda, what we'll define today. So there are going to be 5 steps in this session. First step is to talk about what is GraphQL and what is a GraphQL endpoint. Secondly, we'll talk about the tools that you can use with GraphQL. Third section, we are going to talk about the wire adapter, specific to LWC. There is going to be a short demo about that. On the end, we'll close with the next steps. Okay. So the wire adapter, the GraphQL endpoint. So it's now available in winter 24. And it's a single endpoint, and you will have this in all your Salesforce org. It's just ending with /GraphQL simply. So what's GraphQL in the first place? So it's a specification for API server, plus it's a query language, and it's been proposed by Facebook since 2015. So we implemented as Salesforce, we implemented this query language basically on our server. So we expose a single endpoint for all the resources, and they can be aggregated. So as the analogy with a buffet, you will only get what you need, right? This is a very, very nice. Another thing to know, it's schema driven, and it's enable introspections. So we'll talk about that with the tooling, right? The tooling is what's take advantage of these introspections. And it's widely adopted through a fast-growing community. So we'll talk about this community. There is very nice information from a website called GraphQL Landscape. And here we'll see at the bottom the foundation members. And some members you will need to notice from here that are most important. For example, Meta, you will have Microsoft, AWS, and Airbnb. So not necessarily only users, they are member of a foundation about GraphQL. So it's not necessarily only driven by Facebook, Meta, right? It's a community of members, which makes it interesting. There are adopters, and as I shared with you in the second slide, GitHub is an adopter, and now obviously Salesforce is one of them. And this means that from all of these vendors, you can consume their APIs with GraphQL, which which is interesting. And also there are other projects, so we'll talk about the tools right here into the second sections, and many vendors or third party will provide tools. There are services on database. So it's a fairly wide ecosystem. Oh, let's go a bit about the data shape of GraphQL in Salesforce. So a GraphQL server we expose through this endpoint represents data in the form of a graph. Obviously, right, a graph from GraphQL. And you can traverse this graph with a number of things, with queries, with mutations, and with subscriptions. In Salesforce, you have this notion of master detail, right, which makes something a parent and something a child, and it's fairly important. And this is just an example, right, with insurance policy and insurance policy participant. And what you can do with GraphQL is basic query like this. So you'll query insurance policies here. So this parent object, and I want the first two insurance policy. And from there, I want the name, which is a property of the insurance policy, but also I want the child object, similarly to what you would do here into the SOQL. So from this child object, you want a number of value on only these values. And that's it. That's what you'll retrieve from this query. And this is equivalent of what you used to do right in Apex. But okay, I already hear you scream. Why do I have to use 20 lines to do the same as what's doing as 3, right? And why do I have a new to learn a new syntax? Well, we'll see how tools in section 2 helps you with this transition, right? Makes the 20 lines easy to write and maintain. And you will see in part 3 how this GraphQL approach simplifying your code base. So that's the goal. That's supposed to be helping you, and I believe it will. Okay, so that's a transition for the tools. Okay, so in this section here we just covered the GraphQL endpoint. Now we'll cover the tools. There is an interesting website you can look at to find information on GraphQL in general, which is the state of GraphQL. So it's a survey sent every year, similar to JavaScript, the state of JavaScript for those of you who know it. So there are about 500 participants last year to this, and this is what they say about the tools. The most popular tools into the ecosystem, they are here. So there is GraphQL and Altair, and those are the two tools mentioned from the Salesforce docs. All of these tools are great. They are not specific to Salesforce, though. It means that to connect, you'll have to create a connected app, or you'll have to somehow pass it a token. There is another tool that you can use that I've developed myself, which is specific to Salesforce, and it's a Chrome extension compatible with GraphQL. Well, some benefits you can get from there is no token setup. It's embedding GraphQL, which is open source. It's bringing a specific example. You have some capability, right, to transform your SOQL to GraphQL. Then you will be able to generate the sample LWC that you want, and so on. So as Ruth would say, it's the easiest way to onboard, and we'll see that in a demo. So next part is a wire adapter, which is no GA in winter 24. Oh, the wire adapter, as you can see in the middle, though this section is specific to Salesforce, right? And it's applicable to the Lightning experience on the mobile device, especially for offline. in the future, and we'll discuss about the next step, it's will probably be available for Experience Cloud. The wire adapter top features. This enable native queryability for LWCs. So you'll write your queries within your LWC, your SOQL-like query, right? It will be it is using LDS, so Lightning Data Service, which is extremely important, right? And this guarantees data consistency. So at the end, all of these, on especially the first part, makes your code with less spaghetti, because there is no Apex controller, therefore there is no Apex test to write, and there is no Apex security that you need to enable. It's all within your LWC. All right, it's already demo time. So let's refactor the Dreamhouse app. Okay, and here we are here. So the demo will use some tools and will use some page written in our LWC, but using an Apex controller. This is the instructions, and so you can redo that yourself if you're interested. So we'll connect into a Salesforce org that you can spin up from this GitHub link, right? There is a controller, right? Property controller .cls into this application, which writes this query, right? And so what we'll do is we'll use the transition tool, one tool here called SOQL to GraphQL transition tool, to transform this into GraphQL. And then we'll generate a sample LWC, which will let us retrieve the data from our Salesforce org into the LWC, and that will be a demo we can do in about 2 minutes. But okay, let me show you this. So this is the existing application, right? The Property Explorer from the Dreamhouse app. So there is this small extension I was telling you about, the SF Explorer. Okay, so I'm going to use SF Explorer, which is this Chrome extension. Open it from here. From here, I'll use the GraphQL option, so it's already open because that's what I was doing before. And I'm going to select use SOQL transition tool. From here, let me just copy paste what I have here. So this is a query I'm going to transform, as it says here, and I'm going to take here the bindings I'm going to use. So this part goes here, and now I can search, or it's created for me the query, right? You have the query with that's been translated, right, from SOQL to the GraphQL query. So from here you can execute the query, and you can find the associated properties, right? Okay, so we've done this part, right? SOQL to GraphQL. Now we'll generate the LWC using GraphQL to LWC, so which is this next part here. So I'm going to see a template. So first I need to use and define a component name. So I call it dry run, right? The title. Okay, I can put a title. Hello, French Touch Dreamin 2023. And this already brings in to this component some endpoints, some input, right? The different inputs I have given my SOQL initially, the bindings, and it's bringing all the utilities needed for me to query the data. So the GQL, the GraphQL on the rich GraphQL API. This is here the wire, the wire adapter with the query we just wrote. What's important is, as you can see, there is the bindings that are here and defined into variables, which is linked to your input. You could do something else, obviously, but this is the idea. And once you retrieve the items, so the item is retrieved in the form of graph. Here I have small routine to flatten, if you may, to flatten the data, and that allows me to get the records in form of data. And at the end, I'm just using a Lightning data table to show the data. So let's generate this component, right? Using generate, and now I'm supposed to be able to edit this page using the form editor, and I'm going to search for the dry run component. So this is here. I'm going to put it here. So this is hello French Touch Dreamin, and you have your component. So you have the same data. There is it's very basic. There is no input, but it would be very easy to add in case you want to move things into a different layout. The purpose of this demo is basically to show you how you can query the data in a similar manner using a couple of minutes with existing tooling. So that's all. We have just done a component to do that. Now we'll talk about the next steps, right? Which are here, and let me show you that. So there is a lot that was covered in the previous releases, right? We've seen that the one important aspect is the wire adapter. Now you have some other things that may come. So use this with care because it's not official, but I think what will be coming next should be the support for Experience Cloud, which would be very nice. Support for mutations, which not only today you can query the data, but you will be able to update the data, right? There will be support for optional fields, for dynamic fields. There will be new directive, like the defer directive, and some support from metadata for setup entities. And to conclude, I've sum up. I've gathered all the material I used for this presentation into this list, so you can check it out, and we can definitely ask me if you have any question. So thank you.